Hello everyone, in this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Moeed Pirzada to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Moeed Pirzada's words. I have some very interesting developments before me today, developments that we ourselves are a part of. Perhaps many of you have already heard that, based on the inquiry and recommendation of a Pakistani government sub-inspector, Wasim the Great, a magistrate in Pakistan has ordered Google to block the YouTube channels of 27 Pakistani journalists, some of whom are also Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf activists. The channels of these people have been banned worldwide. It is unclear whether this order was just for Pakistan or if it was meant to be implemented worldwide. What's more, Google's email regarding this matter and the decision from the magistrate's court are very strange and unprofessional. Before moving forward, I want to explain the context of my presence near New York. Yesterday evening, when we were returning from the main area, we had the opportunity to stay at the home of Dr. Saud Anwar, a senator from Connecticut, and meet his family. We even took some pictures with Dr. Saud Anwar. He is a very educated person. I interviewed him a few days ago, which you all saw. After that, when we left, we noticed flash flood warnings near New York. There was no major incident, but due to the devastation in Texas, we decided not to drive on the New York roads at night. Therefore, we stayed at a local hotel. This morning, when I was leaving, the second bombshell fell on us. Google's email, details of which I will now share with you. Now, step by step, let's look at this situation. At 5:30 a.m., I received an email from YouTube or Google. This email stated that the Pakistani government, that is, the Pakistani court, had declared these YouTube channels to be against the country and the state and had ordered Google to block them. As per local laws, Google is bound to comply with this court order. If they don't, they will face legal consequences. Now, interesting questions arise. First of all, this is a very strange email from Google. Previously, we received emails from India about blocking content in India, but those were very detailed, and it was clear that the blocking was happening only within India. However, in this case, it's not clear if we are being blocked in Pakistan or worldwide. On June 24th, Sub-Inspector Mr. Wasim submitted a request before a magistrate who, after reviewing the files, concluded that the people in question, including Moeed Pirzada, were involved in activities against the state and the country. Therefore, he issued an order to Google to block these YouTube channels. Now, there are some very interesting questions regarding this list of 27 people. These include individuals like Moeed Pirzada, Imran Riaz Khan, Haider Mendi, Sadiq Jan, Arzu Kazmi, and others. Most of these individuals are in countries like the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia, while others are in Pakistan. The question arises, why is the Pakistani state, through Sub-Inspector Wasim, involved in this? Is it because of content against the government, or is there a larger international connection? Some people believe that this list includes people who have good relations with institutions and politicians. Why have they been included in the list? Could this be a strategy to increase their credibility for future political gains? Another interesting question is, why are some of these individuals, such as Moeed Pirzada, who is in the United States, and others in Canada and the United Kingdom, being targeted? Why not just target the ones in Pakistan, who are physically accessible? Why is there a need to involve the international community in blocking these channels? One major aspect of this issue is that, for the first time in Pakistan's 80-year history, a group of people has risen who do not accept either Pakistan or India's narrative. They are equally critical of both, and this is creating a new dynamic internationally. However, it is clear that we will have to fight back legally and with the help of lawyers. If the matter is just about blocking content within Pakistan, it would be easy to handle. But since this is happening internationally, we need to explore legal avenues in countries like the United States and the United Kingdom. Otherwise, we will continue to face these challenges. My channel is often blocked in Pakistan, and I release my videos late at night to avoid these blocks. If I were to release them at prime time in Pakistan, they would be blocked almost immediately, which would affect their visibility. This is a common tactic used to suppress content that is not aligned with the government's narrative. Now, what's happening in this case is even more interesting. The fact that Google is involved and has sent such a vague and unprofessional email proves that this issue is much bigger than we initially thought. I will continue to explore these questions and provide more updates soon. In summary, this situation involves a battle on multiple fronts, legal, political, and international. We must stand firm, fight back, and make sure that these injustices do not go unnoticed. I usually post videos around 12 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock in the morning, when the viewership from the United States and the United Kingdom is highest. Now, their aim is not just to block us in Pakistan because people there can still access the content through VPNs. They want to terminate our channels altogether. Regarding this, in June, during the third month when the Pakistani team, led by General Sahab, visited Washington and met with the American team, I've heard that a lot of matters were discussed in the form of a quid pro quo. We can do this for you if you do this for us. As I said earlier, the situation is such that a fight back is absolutely necessary. Without fighting back, there's no way out. Fighting back means you will need attorneys, lawyers, and legal forums. I've decided that I will definitely create a Patreon account, just like Mr. Haider Mehdi and many others have created their accounts and connected them with YouTube. I too will create a Patreon account as soon as possible because, well, I haven't created one yet, and honestly, I don't have any experience with it. However, since this morning, many people have suggested it to me, and in fact, people have been advising me about it for the past 2 to 2.5 years. But, I kept hesitating. I always thought it wasn't necessary, but at this stage, I really need your help. Especially those of you who are in Canada, the United States, Australia, New Zealand, the UK or Europe. If you can contribute to this Patreon account, there will be different categories like A, B, C, D, and whatever you can contribute, please do so. What I can do is, if there are at least 50 people in any category who are interested in a topic, I will try to have dedicated Zoom meetings at least once a month where you can appear, ask questions, and I can answer them. We can also have dedicated exclusive discussions on these topics. As I said earlier, I haven't created it yet, nor have I explored it, but I am looking at the details now. Hopefully, I will set it up very soon and share the details with you in the description. Now, let's move towards the mother of all problems. On Monday evening, the US President Donald Trump met with the Israeli Prime Minister, Mr. Netanyahu, and during their meeting I will try to show you footage of Netanyahu standing and handing a letter to Trump. Netanyahu says, "Mr. President, here's a copy of the letter I've written to the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, and we've recommended that you receive the Nobel Peace Prize for your efforts for peace in the world." Trump, in response, expresses calculated surprise. "That's good. I didn't know you were doing so much for me. I sometimes feel that in the field of international relations, I should at least get a small prize." When General Asim Malik had talked about recommending Donald Trump for the Nobel Prize, Pakistan's government hadn't even known about it. However, the recommendation was made within 24 hours. I had mentioned earlier that soon we would see more countries recommending Donald Trump for the Nobel Prize, and now Israel has done it. You can applaud for that. Now let's see when the meeting between Netanyahu and Trump took place. According to reports, both leaders congratulated each other for their efforts against Iran. Afterward, the American side reports that there are significant difficulties ahead because while Trump's team is in touch with Israel, they are also in touch with Saudi Arabia, the UAE and Qatar. They want peace in Gaza, a ceasefire and the flow of aid. This is important for the Arab nations because they say the Abrahamic Accord and Israel's recognition will only move forward if Gaza gets peace and aid trucks start moving in. However, Netanyahu's position is that all people in Gaza are either Hamas members or sympathizers, and he wants to displace the entire population of Gaza. His aim is to demilitarize Gaza and eliminate Hamas completely. The situation has become so complex that he knows that removing Hamas is a difficult task. Regarding Netanyahu's perspective on Trump's proposal to create a riverfront and relocate the population, he sees it as a great idea, but knows it's not feasible anymore. The current reality is that an American peace proposal draft was approved by Israel and is being discussed with Hamas by the Qataris. Hamas is also reportedly open to peace with Israel under the condition that they don't have to displace the population. Now, let's also look at the bigger picture regarding the attack by Hamas on Israel on October 7th, 2023. While many assume it was supported by Iran, the question is, what was the actual cost-benefit analysis of the attack? I leave this question for you to think about. Coming back to the main issue, President Donald Trump has declared that he has already done what needed to be done with Iran. According to Trump, Iran's nuclear ambitions have been severely set back, but Netanyahu doesn't fully agree with this. He believes the issue wasn't about the bomb. It was about Iran's oil-rich economy. If sanctions are lifted, Iran will recover quickly, and it could become a powerful economic player again. This creates tension between Netanyahu and Trump. Now, what will be the outcome of all this? There is no clear answer yet. Gaza might see a ceasefire soon. Netanyahu is on a 4-day visit to Washington, which is his 3rd visit. The final outcome regarding these issues is still to be determined. Now, let's come back to Pakistan. It seems that the current government in Pakistan has made up its mind to support the Abrahamic Accords and recognize Israel in exchange for strategic advantages. When Pakistan recognizes Israel, the Israeli lobby and other global financial, political and strategic institutions will back the Pakistani government. This is something that we, who oppose this regime, find ourselves at odds with. There were meetings in June between General Asim Munir's team and others, and one of the quid pro quos in those meetings involved silencing our voices. However, we still have some relief as there exists a system of law and legal forums where we can register our opposition. Whatever developments happen, I will keep you updated on them. That wraps up our translation of Moeed Pirzada's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.